Welcome back to the Clarke playthrough. It's a little bit different from our robots that are currently running parallel to this. And I just got off of a marathon session actually recording like a week's worth of content for you guys. But that is all in the future. First, we need to go and get some more materials. What do we have? We got some alien pets available at the moment, which is good. And it means that we can do that. And we have this part of the galaxy, which we can easily get in our possession as well. How we're doing here, lots of minerals. Energy is a bit of a problem. So let's go to our capital. Let's go to the surface. How are we doing? Betharian stone. Not very good on that one. We can upgrade the planetary capital, which means that we can get underway with that one. How we are on food, actually 6. That's good. This one, oh, it's shithole. How could I forget? I haven't actually touched this playthrough in a little while, so we have some problems with this one still. There is some food that we can get here or minerals, but I'm more inclined to go for a monument to purity for the happiness bonus. Okay, let's put you here and put a mine in place here for the network. How are we doing on 10,000 minerals? Ooh, the energy is a little bit on the low side. Let's go to our capital. Nothing there. There's a happiness bonus here. Not a lot of energy. Let's clear this. And let's take a look at lay of the land, shall we? How we're doing in terms of our setup. We've got this construction ship who has managed to build a thing here. And it's building some mining stuff. Our fleet is in shambles. We need to fix that as soon as possible. Let's take a look at our edicts. We got 9 at the moment, so that's fine for the moment. A lot of flexibility here. We got a lot of territory we can cover. This is a military zone? I think this is a military zone. Let's take a look here. That's the border zone. So our border zone is set up as a military zone. They will build as many stations on the defensive side here as possible. We also need to take a look at our neighbors and make sure that they are not too much of a problem. They like us. They're overwhelming, which is a problem. Let's get a trade deal going with these guys. Do I have a trade agreement with them? No, because they are wary. We talked about this before. Let's try to get some information. An active sensor link? No. Border access. Can we get civilian access? Yes. We will trade civilian access for that in return. That's fine. And get a monthly transfer of minerals. We've got more than enough minerals. And let's make that 30 years. Just so we don't have any problems with that. Oh, 15 down here. That's great. That's a lot of minerals that we can mine. How we're doing here? We're doing the precursor thing. Oh my god, these guys are huge. They are spiritualists. They don't like us because we're xenophobes. I've come to the realization that being xenophobes in general is not a very good idea. It does give you the opportunity to do a bunch of cool stuff, but in overall, it's really not worth your while in terms of getting stuff rolling. Okay, so we got access here. So governor's leveled up. It's good. Let's keep on moving here. Fast. These guys, I think, are these guys at war? These guys are currently rivals with us. And I would not be surprised if they're going to try to go to war with us at some point in the near future. And we got a whole bunch of defenses in place trying to hold them off here. And let's get this fleet upgraded as well. All right. It's going to cost a couple of minerals, but nothing that's too much we can worry about. Let's take a look at our ship designer. Destroyer. Okay. Small weapons and small weapons. Can we get shields on this? Yes, we can. Okay, some shields, some antimatter reactors. That's fine. We need to probably sacrifice a couple of antimatter reactors there. Some regenerative hull tissue. That's good. I'm still running the rangefinder mod on this one, sadly. We'll disable that as soon as we can. In the meantime, let's just put this all on point defense. So we have a point defense ship right here, and we'll leave that at short range. What's the range here? Damage range is super short, so let's keep it at relatively long range, actually, so we can defend our ships. Then again, let's call this PD Destroyer, so we can actually get some defensive rolling. In the meantime, Corvettes. What are our options here? So let's go for some mediums. Can we go for any Cloud Lightning? How much are these? So what is the damage on this? It's 20 range. Damage is 612. Blue lasers, in the meantime, are 25. So getting a range of this at around 15 should be enough. So this is hello, alien scum. Let's call this Corvette. Brawler. And autocomplete the design. That's fine. And let's save it so we can get a couple more ships there. And go to the spaceport. And the Brawler is fairly expensive. So let's go with that and get a PD Destroyer with that as well. Just a couple of PD Destroyers, which is fine. 0-point reactor, absolutely. We need to get the reactors rolling. And if we can get Crystal Forge Plating, that would be awesome. It'll take us 29 months. Crystal Forge Plating is by far one of the best ones in the game in terms of armor. And I just want to roll those ones, the Crystal Forge Plating in combination with shields. I think that will be the best approach of dealing with this here for now. And then we can upgrade our fleet as well to the best type we have. Okay, this world... well, right, we have the growth problem, right? Food is not an issue, although we do have some potential food issues here. This pop is growing, so that's not a problem. We can get a frontier clinic for the additional food, which is nice. Okay, let's go for some of the cheaper stuff here. And build a... Ooh, we can get a robot. Habitability was plus 100 and mineral output is definitely good there. Let's get a frontier clinic rolling here so we can get some more food. Okay, cool. So our fleet is pretty strong in the grand scheme of things. So we can get 1,000 on that. And later on, we're going to go and dismantle most of the hydroponics bays here because they're not really all that great in the long run, but in the short run, it's quite good to go with those. In the meantime, we are just slowly but steadily high gravity, unstable tectonics. Can we actually colonize this, though? Yeah, we do. Population in terms of getting research going is quite nice, but this ocean world is pretty awful. But getting everything in that would be good, though. How about this one? Can we actually colonize this? We don't have desert colonization. Fair enough. How about this one? This is also arid, which we don't have either. So we need to leave that as is for now. But we do have our defensive perimeter set up here with our neighbors. They do like us, and we want to keep that as long as possible. In the meantime, we need to start colonizing down here. And let's merge these fleets again.
Construction complete.
Upgrading fleets is all good. Science is all fine.
Ships
Empire is fine. Cool. So let's go to shithole and upgrade some stuff here. So that's minerals. Happiness is down the shitter. Let's move you down here and get a mining network number 2. This one is not really an option. We have some pop growth here, but nothing crazy. We can get an engineering facility 2. This guy doesn't have any work. How are we doing on food here? Okay, 4. So let's get a energy plant on there. Or power hub, maybe. Let's get a power hub. Yeah, that's good. Unidentified Amarathi Syndicate. That is these guys. Okay, cool. Desert world colonization, absolutely. We want that. It looks like there's an empire down here or down here that have just declared war on the Syndicate, which is problematic. But these guys up here is what we want to go for. They're currently overwhelming in every way, shape, or form, and they are our rival. This is why we're currently building this fleet, by the way, just so we can get a little bit more strength. What kind of ships are we running here, actually? Mostly shields. Oh, these are the point defense classes. Okay, fair enough. This one is also PD destroyer. A lot of PD destroyers. Don't I have any? These are all point defense destroyers. That is kind of useless. So we also need brawlers. With some mediums and some more mediums. We just need some brawler ships here, just to get some more damage in. Okay, and blue lasers is fine. Let's get some deflectors on this while we're at it. Some antimatter reactors. Almost there. And some regenerative hull tissue. So let's call this... What's the range on this? 15. So let's go to 15. And let's go to destroyer brawler. Should give us a bit more flexibility, but it does mean that right now we don't have a lot of use out of the other ships. And they are pretty expensive for the moment. The brawler class. Let's go for more brawler corvettes. I'd have enough point defense destroyers. Don't know what their ships are like, though. It would be nice to see. The Drolfin Kingdom against the Drolfin Stellar Coalition. So the Drolfin actually have a bit of an uprising going on internally, which is, yeah, these two, they used to be part of the same thing. Got the indentured workers. Oh, right, because we were in the process of purging aliens, weren't we? Yes. We were. That is a problem. And we're not having much luck with migrating our own species over. So let's get that in here. Let's get the second stellar fleet upgraded. It's going to cost 25. Why? They're all point defense destroyers. We've got a couple of brawler corvettes, which is fine. They're not too great, but what can you do, really? Science. Colonization. 0-point modulator. That's great. The crystal forge plating is huge. We're going to be modifying a bunch of our stuff. Energy. The fertilizer. Can we actually use these? Yes, we can. Food. Empire. Food per... the entire modifier is food plus 10 for the entire empire. But what if we put something onto our spaceport? What does that do? Sublight speed. Plus 10. Chance to evade. That's much more worthwhile. Let's go for a level 4 spaceport as soon as we can. And we'll leave the Pyrithium within our control down here. Tropical worlds. Can we actually do anything? 80% habitability. Let's go for our spaceports. These don't have any spaceports at the moment, so... this world is down here. So let's take a look. Yeah, it's on the other side of the galaxy. So this one is down here. Let's get a spaceport in here and start building colony ships over here so we can start expanding down to this area. How much are we doing in terms of that? That's fine. So construction ship. I need to build a frontier outpost here. And if I can get another here, that'd be good. But we're missing the required amount of influence at the moment, which is not that great. In the meantime, I'm going to go to Tyraf and actually see if we can boost here. Yeah. So let's upgrade fleet to latest designs. Let's upgrade most of our ships to the latest designs, actually. So those are being upgraded right now. This one's building a outpost so we can get control of this area. Betharian stone, that's great. If we can get control of this, there's not too many planets around. A single ocean world, which we can colonize actually, but the habitability is fairly low. I do want this though. This entire region is awesome, but these aliens are potentially a problem because of the border friction it will generate. Okay, let's merge our fleets and upgrade our ships.
Construction complete.
These are all brawlers, point defense to ships, PD destroyers, corvettes, PD destroyer class. This is brawler corvettes, brawler destroyers. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go and merge these. Cool. Okay, so scientist is leveled up. We cannot assist our systems yet with science, but we are very rapidly growing our fleet, and our money is currently on the low, mainly because we should not be building as many ships. Clearly, let's stop with this brawler class, and we should maybe consider destroying a couple of these PD brawlers, or modifying them slightly in the ship designer. PD brawler, PD destroyer. So this right here we need to turn into UV lasers. That would be a better option, and then we can just upgrade them. Will cost us 80 minerals, but it's acceptable in terms of our setup. We still have the problem of lack of growth. Planetary administration is nice. Can do that over here. This one needs to be a power plant. It's good. Shithole is terrible. This is terrible. We got this single one over here. This pop is growing. It's going to take a while. It's going to take 50 months, actually. But we're slow breeders and habitability is low, so that's not really all that practical. This world. Titanic life. If I set down a ship down here, it would be quite good. But I'd rather do it here, because then we can get the adjacency bonus for the society research. How we're doing in terms of technology. We won't be able to do anything in terms of getting our species modified anytime soon. So this is particle physics, and the other guy is a genius. Okay, we got a single scientist here, which is fine. Let's get him on a ship. Okay, can we research special project? We can't. We don't have data uplink at the moment, so we can't boost our research output at the moment, which is a bit of a shame, but it is how it is. This is a brawler corvette. Let's just merge these and get them upgraded. Okay, so our PD destroyers are now a mixed class, blue lasers and a lot of point defense. If we can get vision on one of these guys, it would be very, very helpful. Just a little bit of vision would be nice. In the meantime, +4 is great. We want to make sure that they cannot go anywhere. So colonizing this tropical world would be good. So this is Arachemia, or Acremento, whatever you want to call it. I thought we were building a spaceport here. Clearly not. Let's go and build a colony ship. Let's get a pop in here. That's actually quite decent. Materialistic, fanatic militaristic. They like continental worlds more, though. Oh, they all like continental worlds. I'm a dumbass. Fanatic, xenophobe, materialistic. Let's go with these guys. And desert world, army upkeep. Habitability +5, yes. Happiness and growth in population would be good right now. And that's exactly what we want. We're not going to find anything on the precursors first league chain anytime soon. Unless we can go over here. Yes, we can. Okay, so we can get some precursor science maybe down here if we start surveying worlds left, right, and center. We have quite a lot of area to cover, which is fine. The scientist can go down here, so we can get a little bit more coverage, just so we can make happy little research. Okay, cool. And then this construction ship is down here. Let's try and get some more minerals. Yeah, so let's get more minerals here as well. Crystal forge plating. Good. That's important. We need to keep our mind on that. Crystal infused plating. Are they better? We need to take a look at our ship comps. Destroyer, brawler. So this needs to be small crystal forge plates. Can we get crystal forge plates in here? Barely. I'd rather have the 0-point modulators there. How far away? It's 170 months. This is almost not worth it. Let's go ahead and improve deflectors instead. The amount of energy required is quite huge, but I want the crystalline forge plating here. So let's turn this into an antimatter reactor. So we can give crystal forge plating on top of it. So plus 200 hull points. If you using the other ones, this is, for instance, the nano composite plating is plus 2 armor, but armor is pretty awful against things like lasers. So let's go with crystal forge plating, just so we get additional hull points. The shields themselves are quite fine, so let's upgrade these designs and do the same thing for our brawler corvettes. It's a small one. It generates 25. I'd rather keep the small shields on there, to be honest. So let's upgrade our fleet. How are we doing in comparison to the enemy? That is not the enemy. Ooh, you're cordial. Invite to alliance, minus 48. And they get a different war philosophy. Relative power to empires. This is not the greatest. But they're cordial with us, which is pretty decent. The HE Menace and the Daleth Menace. Okay, let's go and research these. And in the meantime, let's see if we can trade a research agreement. They don't want it. Okay, cool. Let's try that again. A research agreement, and I will throw you some minerals, I guess. And we'll let it last 30 years. Yes. Okay, cool. Okay. These guys, they don't like us very much. Oh, of course they are right in the way. Can we, however, still get in there through here? No. We don't have enough range on our warp drives. That is a huge problem. Oh, right, because their entire territory is down there. The Xaplo Consortium. So that's who is at war with the Amarith Syndicate. And there's the Purity of Ilex as well. This is potentially worrying. Okay, how we're doing here. 250. Let's take a look at our capital. Can we upgrade any stuff in terms of energy manufacturing? Yes, we can. Power plant. And how we're doing in food. Plus 3 is fine for now. Let's move this guy over here and get some more energy. There's a lot of micromanaging going on with this, but it's fine overall. It just takes a lot of work to get it done properly. How we're doing on food here? 0. That's less than optimal. Let's get a Monument to Purity, Basic Science Lab. I would like to get a... Okay, that's annoying. Okay, fair enough. Let's take a look at our other worlds, if there's any place where we can mine minerals that we currently aren't. We need to get some research on this one. Are we mining minerals anywhere that we want? Yes, upgrade hydroponics bay. Are we mining any minerals? No, we are not. Even though minerals are pretty strong at the moment. Okay. So we could upgrade that, and there's another tropical world down here. So let's go and get this colonized. What is a good spot? What is a good spot for adjacency bonuses? I'm thinking long term here. So I would go with this one right here. It's going to cost us -8. Okay, rivalry declared. From the... Okay, the Xaplo Consortium wants to be our rival. How strong are they? They're equivalent. That is an issue. Okay. We're going to need to fortify this sector. Let's get a large class station in place here. Let's actually do it like this. A little bit more overlap. And like this, and like this, and like this. So we can get a nice kill zone here, right on the warp in. It's going to cost some minerals, but it's totally worth it. Okay. Growth is marginal. Construction is marginal. And everything else is marginal. That's fine. We can work with that. Okay, so our ship, most of them are PD destroyer classes. A couple of brawlers in there, and a couple of brawler corvettes, which we can totally use. We're about at a third of our fleet cap, so that's fine. Arctic world, can we colonize this? Yes, we can. Do we have any colony ships? No, because they're all in transit right now. What's the habitability on this thing anyway? Habitability, 25%. Not worth it. Not worth the happiness malice that it would give. So this system is now being colonized. So let's get you into position here. It's just so we can start colonizing this as soon as possible, and maybe even getting this Betharian stone down here. Cool. So, construction ship. Let's get you sorted out. Let's mining stations or research stations. Mostly mining stations would be good. But the minus 18 we're running right now due to the energy malice is pretty annoying. But that's how it is. And we will build this as an economy sector down here. Possibly, yeah, we'll build this as an economy sector and then later on have this as a militarized zone. Just so we can get a little bit more defense there. I think that would be a good approach. How we're doing. Okay, that's fine. Now this is still a serious issue. What kind of worlds are these assholes on? They are on desert worlds. Yeah, they are on desert worlds. What's this? It's a tomb world. Okay, they can't do anything with that. They could maybe plop down an outpost, but it's really not worth their time. And they got a couple of desert worlds on the inbound, but it's nothing that I'm too worried about. Let's get the science ship back here. And same thing with this science ship. You can go home. The Tyraph, which is down here. Indentured workers. I could set them free. They wouldn't be very happy. Kel. Happiness is 0. Let's emancipate all of them. Let's just have it done with. We can't build anything here because we are clearly not the ones that should be doing this. This is a world that, yeah, we don't want to start purging. Why? There's a good reason for this. Because other empires would be exceptionally unhappy with us. And we are currently not in a position where we can counter any enemies at the moment. Okay. Yeah, let's get these emancipated. Cool. Slaves go free. Okay. That sector is set up. That guy who's in there will do a lot of good stuff there. Got a couple of pops that are independent Fintoro sector. I do not think so. Okay, so there's a lot of minerals in these sectors available. So they should be able to do quite a lot of things here. There's a lot of things here. Let's get another sector set up down here. Let's give them as much space as they need. And let's finish this off and turn that into a economy-based sector. How we're doing on leadership. We're almost maxed out, but we can get one more. Hydroponics build costs, leader experience gain, or eager. Let's get the leader experience gain here. We need to keep an eye on that just in case any of our leaders decide to die. Okay, so we're at 10k minerals right now. So let's go towards this sector. Let's give them as many minerals as they need. So we were at 10k. Let's give these guys a little bit as well. And a little bit of pocket money so they can play around with that. Cool. And then later on, we're just going to go and expand this. So we basically stopped these guys in their tracks in terms of trying to get close. There's a bunch of planets here that are vaguely habitable, but nothing really interesting. Yeah, there's this ocean world down here. 60%. I don't think I even have ocean. Actually, I can. Improve deflectors. Good. Okay, so combat rolls, power hub 2, plasma thrower. Let's go for plasma thrower. Let's take a quick look at our ship setup here at our brawler class. So let's get improved deflectors in place here. Let's save this. Yeah, and the brawler destroyer is going to get improved deflectors as well. It's 10. Okay, and let's upgrade all of our ships. Will cost 90. That's fine. So we can get more shields on there. These guys are still superior and overwhelming in all departments. These guys are also overwhelming in all departments, but we do have this mess down here. So we'll be jumping into 4,000 worth of defensives. Crystalline infused plating. We need to go and take a look at this in terms of, are they any good or not? I would like to think so, that they actually are. Let's go and have a look at our setup here. So the PD Destroyer is not the one I want. Let's go to the Brawler. So crystalline enforged plating. How much does these cost? On the medium, 12, 20. Yeah, the ones that I have are much better. The additional hull points are so good. I pretty much, it's the only real setup that you want to be running. Crystalline forged plating, monthly hull regeneration on the PD Destroyer. Let's go back to the PD Destroyer. Yeah, I'd rather have more armor than slowly regenning ships. What's this? Powerful faction. They're just gonna strike. I could grant him independence. I would like to be able to just turn this area into a vassal. So this sector, you can say to this, hey, this sector right here, I want this to be my vassal. But that's clearly not possible. It's really frustrating that is the case. Not too happy with that. In the meantime, these guys don't like us. Why do you not like us? Border friction slaver policy. Let's go and get away from that slaver policy, actually. So slavery is prohibited. Purging is prohibited now as well. So we can get a slightly better setup here in terms of our free migration. Yeah. So we have a little bit more freedom in our empire. Leadership, voting rights is elitism. Yeah, that's fine. Primary species. First contact protocol. Let's set that to peaceful and AI. Let's give our AI citizen rights. A little bit more flexible there. Trade-off for star charts or migration access. Yeah, may as well. We already know everything about their territory and what's going on in that particular area. Plus, if we can have populations moving back and forth, that would be good. Construction ship. We need energy. Is there any energy that we can get? Vassalization request. Mega corporation to transcend an empire. Fascinating. We got a food problem. Let's upgrade this guy. And let's get a hydroponics bay in place here. We can actually move this guy down here. That's the inactive building. Oh, that's not good. Let's move you down in here. Get science, habitability +5 is great. It's a good bonus to happiness. Tile blockers, enemies, hydroponics bay 2. That's good. In the meantime, let's see how we're doing here with our 103. With xenophilic bigots, it's being offset by xenophilia. They are our rival. They have mutual threats. Okay. This guy is xenophobic. There's border friction. They're our rival. And we are genocidal, which is not useful either. These guys like us, even though we are genocidal. And they like pretty much everything about us except for the fact that we're xenophobic bigots. That's very useful. And they're cordial. So can we invite them to alliance? Ooh, -39 with a base and different war philosophy. We got a couple of deals going on with them as well. And there's a fallen empire up here. Can we... Did we have a... Yeah, we had in this... Did we have a... let's recall this here. Embassies, because we no longer need these. And let's move them into here. We lost one of our researchers, which is fine. We got more than enough anomaly fail risk. Yeah, let's go for a cheaper guy. It's a shame because the particle physics guy was great. In the meantime, this sector, 60% habitability. It's not great, is it? No. But let's get a colonist out here anyway. It's going to cost us some resources in terms of setup, but should be fine. In the meantime, this world, which is this one. Okay. How we're doing here in terms of general overview. Happiness is pretty terrible. Can we get a monument to purity? Yes, we can. Okay, let's build a monument to purity. We can't upgrade this, but I'd rather not. Happiness is pretty much down the shitter everywhere. Tyraf. Even Tyraf has got problems. Immigration treaties, migration, first contact protocol, artificial intelligence, and that all has to do with, oh, right, because we're xenophobes. They're unhappy because we're xenophobic.
Construction complete.
Okay, my leadership primary is fine. This is all just nice as exterior, but it does cause havoc with our eternal peace, or happiness bonuses even. Again, minerals, way too much of them. Way too many minerals, actually. Whereas energy is a serious issue. Let's take a look here at our empire. Minerals. Let's just dump all these minerals in here. It'd be nice if we'd be able to shift click and just dump 1,000 in. But that's sadly not the case. And let's get more minerals in here as well. Yeah, that's fine. And like I said before, sectors are effectively mineral banks that you can use. Zero metallic armor, destroyer, assembly yards, plasteel. Let's get the destroyers. +9, +39 though. That's great. Army upkeep, naval capacity, social wealth plans, tile blockers, army upkeep. Let's get the army upkeep down a little bit, and let's remove the society research grant here.
Construction complete.
Energy still a problem.
Complete. Construction complete.
Big problem. Yeah, these are all hydroponics bays, aren't they? Yeah, +7. Are you serious? Let's replace this with energy. I don't have any Betharian power plants, but yeah, the amount of, so that we are at 7. Yeah, we can easily just remove another one of these and turn this into a power plant, which we need, and then we can upgrade this one and this one as well. That would put us down to 7, which is fine.
Construction complete.
More hydroponics, 4. So 4 food. Let's get a I would get the science bay here, but we just don't have the resources to. Let's put them on. Let's get a science bay. Okay. Major colony facility has been ruined. Yeah, whatever. It's not really an issue. We have a large fleet on standby that we can just run in there if necessary. Okay, plasma throwers. Good. Plasma accelerator. Physics building. Observatory. So let's get a... no, that's point barrier defense. Which is nice against our enemies, but it's not something we need right now. Let's take a look here at our brawlers. So, plasma throwers. How much damage do they do compared to the blue lasers? Damage 8 to 14, 6 to 12, 15 to 22. My god, this is just so much better. Even though, and the range is better as well. Plus armor penetration. Why would I ever go lasers? Like, cost is more, sure, but this is just so much better. Okay, so we do need an additional power plant here. So let's move a antimatter reactor in here and get a crystalline forge plate in there. Yeah, that's fine. So just playing around, just swapping things around a little bit. Let's get the brawler as well. Again, why would we ever go anything than that? Do we have additional warp drives? No. What's the range on this? 30. So let's keep at 25. We're at 7. Yeah, this is great. This is pretty much the best possible outcome. Let's take a look at how our fleet will upgrade.
Upgraded. Construction complete.
Minimal bonus. All right, because the PD destroyers, which is the bulk of our fleet, aren't upgraded yet. So let's go and get our PD destroyers and replace all the plasma throwers here with this. That's fine. Okay, cool. Can get a little bit more damage out of that, and that's pretty much the bulk of our fleet anyway. There we go. A little bit stronger, but it helps over time. This world is a level 70. Okay. Army upkeep, that's good. Virtual combat arenas is great. Terraforming stations, awesome. We need those. We need terraforming stations to start terraforming worlds. We need to terraform worlds to make stuff better for us. Especially these size 24 worlds. My god, they're huge.
Construction complete.
And we can pretty much cater, we can pretty much tailor our worlds completely. Galactic Adeshi Dominion, you're alien scum. But that will have to wait for next time. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other.